The ultimate betrayal. This 4-year-old boy was killed. You would not believe by who. Just watch. So sad.
Ellen Ice and Angela Bohan. Now on News 3 at 4, Codi Bigsby found guilty of killing his 4-year-old son, Codi Bigsby, whose body has never been found. We have team coverage tonight from our reporters Ellen Ice and Angela Bohan in Hampton. And good evening. Welcome to News 3 at 4. I'm Kurt Williams.
And I'm Jessica Larche. We start with that breaking news out of Hampton. A jury has found Codi Bigsby guilty of second-degree murder and concealing a body. Prosecutors believe he killed his son, little Codi, 7 months before reporting him missing in January of 2022. The prosecution called more than a dozen witnesses, including Codi's mother and his older 7-year-old brother. We also heard from corrections officers from the Hampton Roads Regional Jail. They read aloud letters they say were from Bigsby while he was behind bars. Some of those letters detailed how Bigsby claims to have put his son's body in a trash bag and later buried him.
Codi's body has yet to be found. The defense rested its case yesterday after calling witnesses, including Codi Bigsby's sister. But Bigsby himself did not take the stand to testify. That trial lasted just over a week.
We have team coverage this evening from the courtroom covering the case and reaction from multiple sides of this story.
We begin with News 3's Angela Bohan, who has been covering the trial from the start. This has been more than 2 years in the making. So, Angela, break down what happened today.
Well, Kurt, it was very crowded in the courtroom, shoulder to shoulder. I'd say about 75 people in there, including the jury. And once we knew that verdict was coming back, it was very quiet. You could kind of feel that sense of this is what we've been waiting over 2 years for. It remained quiet even after the guilty verdict was read. Take a look at the video. We're not allowed to record audio, but you can see Codi Bigsby did not have any visible reaction to the guilty verdict. He's been pretty calm throughout the entire 7 days of this trial. He also, in my opinion, was pretty calm sounding on the 911 call that was played yesterday from when he reported Codi missing in January of 2022. While deliberating, the jury did ask to have another look at the police body camera video from that day when police searched his home. Moments after the verdict, we caught up with lead defense attorney Curtis Brown. He had said in closing that for the Commonwealth, this was about sympathy, not evidence. So I asked him about the letters that Bigsby allegedly wrote, talking about how he buried Codi. You said they didn't present enough evidence. What about the letters?
You all presented the case the way that y'all wanted, as if he was guilty already and everything, so y'all should be satisfied.
Sir, are you going to appeal?
We'll talk about it.
We also heard from the Commonwealth's attorney, Anton Bell, who's been pretty silent throughout this process. During this time, Codi's mom was sitting in the room, and he praised her for her courage. He also talked about how there still is not closure.
We still do not have the body and probably will never have the body. So you can never bring complete healing and closure as a result of that.
And I was in the courtroom as the judge and attorneys picked the date of sentencing. Ironically, June 18th, which has a special meaning.
Would it not be poetic justice that the day that we chose for the sentencing to be the anniversary, the third anniversary of the day that the defendant was convicted of murdering his 3-year-old child?
The prosecutor told us he still plans to file child neglect charges against Bigsby. And Bigsby has been out on bond since last summer, but he was taken back into custody today after the verdict was read. But this has been an emotional, long trial, and I can tell you from sitting in during all of this, I want to tell you 3 memorable moments, for me anyway, watching all of this. First was when his brother testified that he could not wake up his brother. That was definitely an emotional time for those in the court to hear that. Also hearing the corrections officers read those letters that they say Bigsby wrote detailing the death of Codi. And finally, today, in the closing final argument that Anton Bell gave, it was kind of breathtaking, really. He said that Cody's eyes, according to his brother, when he found him, were open, and that the last thing that he must have seen was his father beating him. That was very emotional to hear that, and that is how he ended it with the jury. It kind of sums up the feeling of this trial. Back to you guys.